For the longest period of my life, I see myself through the lens of anxiety, shame, and guilt. No matter how hard I tried to change it, I always ended up looking like this. But in the past few years, something has changed. I started to see myself differently. And it all happens because of one single thing: self concept. The first word that comes in your mind when you think about yourself. This is exactly what your self concept is. And let me tell you, this one thing can change the way you do things, the way you see the world, and the way you show up to this world. And in today's video, we are going to talk about self concept and how you can change it so that you can feel your most authentic self and just don't let these old labels and beliefs hold you back from living your most authentic life. So if you are ready to see yourself as your most authentic self, keep watching this video. This self concept is controlling you from the very start of your life, and it is controlling how the way you feel about yourself and how confident you are. So if you are just thinking about fake it till you make it is not going to work. I am first of all believer that when we fake something, it comes naturally. It is those deep rooted values you have in you. So if you are not working on the foundation, how will you get the results? It's like just it's like painting something on the outside and the inside everything is still broken, is still the same. Confidence, it's not about just to fake or just to look better. It's about yourself. It's about how you feel yourself. Because when you feel good about yourself, your self confidence is initially good. And when you tell yourself good stories about yourself that I am deserving, I'm worthy, I'm going to achieve it, I'm always the overachiever type of person, that's where you started to change it. One more thing I like to mention here: when you do change your self concept, make sure you didn't label yourself with anything. Like, it's better if you just say that you are productive and you're the kind of person who's disciplined or who lives in the present moment, then just telling yourself that I am a good YouTuber, because these are all labels. And if you see yourself through those labels, you will never come out as such an authentic person. So this time, don't make the same mistake. This time, don't use labels, but see yourself like that person. Embody that person that you inspired to. So before we talk about how you can change your self concept, I would like to tell you a little bit of my personal story so that it can help you to understand how it impacts you. So if I recall my story, as I already said, that I always see myself as a child who has anxiety, who's socially awkward, and like so many things that I could not just bear. It's so much pain in my inner child. But that's till the point when I started to see myself as differently, and that's obviously a life changing moments, because we all have those life changing moments when life just feel like everything is crushing in front of your eyes, and those are the moments that help you to rise so high that you no longer care about what is going to happen. And that's exactly the thing that happens with me. So when I started to focus on myself and I just started to accept myself with those labels, for sure. And to me, the best part about my story is that I accept. Because the moment you accept yourself just the way you are, and I accept myself with all those labels and decided to let them go, because I know I no longer associate myself with them, because I know and I'm not. Because if I keep them to holding me back or to stuck in that past, nothing is going to. That's where I started to let go of those parts of me. And I don't know if you have also faced, but I am really the overthinker kind of person, and I always have that one thought that always says that you can't let go. Because if you choose to let go of those past, then you also have to let go of your inner child. And for the longest period of time, that's my fear. I don't know how, but it's just my mind confusing myself so much so that I can keep myself stuck, so that it can help me. It can keep me trapped in those old patterns till the moment I'm so fed up and I just choose to say, you know what, my inner child is safe. I know who that is. I know who I am authentically, and I don't need to keep these labels or those versions of me that does not serve me to make me feel like I'm authentic. Because these are the versions that doesn't even make me feel like myself. Then how are they going to make me feel like authentic? That's where I started to let go. And the moment I choose to let go, things started to change. Everything is like different. And as I always said in a video, you're just like that blank sheet of paper. And this is your time to paint it with the colors that you love. Because the first time, the whole world started to color that. accept you. But now it's your time and you have the power now. So it's your time to paint it with the colors you like in the way you always want that to be. Now, in this part, let's talk about how you can actually change your self concept. Now, I have break down self concept into three parts. First of all, we have the self image, then we have self esteem, and lastly, we have the self identity. Now, the first thing, the self image is how you physically and mentally see yourself. So, it comes to all of the statements that you said about yourself. It's the story, right? So, it's about when you say you're shy and you started to reinforce that energy and you actually become shy. Our brain is kind of negative, and I can understand if you say, like, how is not going to change when I say I'm changed? I know our brain is designed to, I don't know why it kind of work negatively, but with actual practice, we can actually make it work for ourselves. But all it requires is patience. So be patient here. Okay. So when you change all those things with something better, that's where it started. That's where change started. Step number two, self-esteem. It's about how much you value yourself. If you let people put you down, it's not you value yourself. It's how much you stand for yourself in the situation when someone is disrespecting you, or how much you take care of yourself in the times you actually need care, or even how much you are compassionate with yourself when you make a mistake. That's what all self-esteem is. And what I basically do is to find the momentum here. For self-esteem, my all-time favorite thing is that finding momentum. Because the more I started to, first of all, the value thing, it has nothing to do with you working. Because even when you're not working on the days, you're still valuable. That's the fact. So stop assuming, stop associating your value with you working out or with you work on the things that you did. But it's for the promise you make. A lot of people think, and yes, I'm not those a lot of people who think that, when we started to work, it's when we started to get it. No, it's about the promise. Because each time you promise yourself that you are going to read a book and you didn't, it's not about that you didn't read the book. It's about the promise you made to yourself and then you break it. You didn't keep it. And that's the actual thing that affects your self-esteem. And that's the reason a lot of people does not have the self-esteem thing. So the thing is, you need to keep the promises. You can make those small promises if it's not big, and please make them in a way that there is no way you cannot complete. You cannot keep it. You cannot complete what you say. Because once you started to do it, your self-esteem will be. And the last step is your self-identity. The core beliefs and values you have about yourself. First thing is to make a new one. That's what I get. Because I don't think that there is even one single thing that I like that I have good before that. So what you can do is to make a list of characteristics, beliefs, and values you have about yourself. And now let me tell you how you can do it. First of all, the list, you have to keep it with you. So that every time you're starting to doubt yourself, you have the reference. You're going to read it. And if it's possible, then started to read that every night or first thing in the morning so that your brain started to see yourself, started to feel that this is exactly who you are. Second thing is that how you show up, because every action you take is the proof of the kind of person you are. So if you are scrolling, then you are the lazy kind of person. And no matter how many times you tell yourself, and if you have written that I'm not lazy, but if you're doing this, your actions are telling different things. And let me tell you something. Actions have power, have much more power than just writing or just your words. Because when you can show yourself that you are that, it will impact more than you just saying, you know what, I'm more a productive person, I'm disciplined. So that's a difference, and your actions is the best thing that you can do in order to hold, in order to prove to your brain that you're different. Next thing that you should keep in mind is to change it after a while. Because obviously you are not the same person as you were a year ago. Okay, so all the things, all the beliefs, all the activities you used to do will not going to help you this year as well. So it's important to change the analogy and change your self-concept and kind of upgrade it with as you grow with time. So it's better to upgrade it after a few years if possible, or just reflect on yourself, do your life audit so that you can see where you are, what you need to change in yourself. Because a lot of the time, the life we need comes when we started to embody the person that actually deserve that life. So if you are struggling with confidence, it's not because that you're not confident. It's because you are holding onto an identity that is never yours. So you don't have to wake up as a new person tomorrow or in a new country, because we all have one stream of just starting our life over in a new country when no one knows us. You just have to see yourself differently. And I know your thoughts are going to disturb you here because mine does the same thing. But if they do, let me tell you what you should do. So if they say that you are not because you're trying to become a different person, just tell them that it's me. It's my most authentic self. Because you are a different person before the world tell you who you are. And now it is your time to be that different person. It's the time when you are just a 3 years old child. You don't know how to do things in others' way but yours. And now at the time to know things in your way. That's the best you can do for your inner child and for yourself right now. That you are always more than you give yourself credit for. So now let me ask you, what is the one word you would like to define yourself? You would like to define your self concept with? Comment down below. So let's make it real together. And if this video spoke to you, don't forget to give this a thumbs up, subscribe, and also share it with someone who needs to hear this, because we all deserve better and our most authentic self. So yeah, make sure you do it. And I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, bye.